Hi Charlie, I'm going to read the chapter 1 of Charlotte's of The Sing of Four. Um, a visitor for Sherlock Holmes. For many years, I shared an apartment in London with my friend Sherlock Holmes. My name is Dr. Watson. I work as a doctor in the British Army for several years. While I was in the army, I traveled to many strange and interesting places. I had many exciting adventures. Then one day in Afghanistan, I was shot in the shoulder. My wound was deep and took many months to heal. I nearly died from the pain and fever. At last I got at last I got better, but I could not work in the army anymore. I retired from the army and came back to England. That is why I was living in London with Sherlock Holmes. I had known my friend for many years. Our address was 221B, Baker Street in the center of the city. I enjoyed sharing an apartment with Holmes. My friend was a very clever man. He was the most famous private detective in London. He helped to solve crimes and catch criminals. When people in trouble or need help, they came to Holmes. Sometimes the police came to Holmes and asked for help in catching a criminal. Sherlock Holmes did not care if his clients were rich or poor. He enjoyed solving their interesting problems. He was a very happy when he was working. It was the most important thing in his life. Afternoon, I was reading a book and Holmes was standing by the window in our sitting room. Usually he was very busy, active, and active, but his afternoon but this afternoon he did not seem very happy. I was worried about my friend. What's the matter with you today, Holmes? I asked. Come and stand at the window, Watson, Holmes said. Look on out into the street. See how uninteresting London is today. It was winter. The street outside was almost empty. Everyone was at home in front of their warm fires. I need some work, Watson. I need some work, Watson, said Holmes impatiently. I cannot live without interesting problems and mysterious. That's why I became a private detective. I love my work. It's keep my brain active, but when there are not crimes and no mysteries to solve, uh, then the life become very boring for me. He re- he turned sadly away from the window. At the moment there was a no door knock at the door. Our our housekeeper came into the room. She was carrying a small white card on a silver tray. Holmes picked up the card. Miss Mary Morton. He read aloud. I don't know any of that name. Please ask the lady to come in. Perhaps it is a new client. A few moments later, Miss Morton entered the, entered the room. She was young and not very tall, with a blonde hair and blue eyes. She was she was young and not very tall. Uh, Her clothes were not fashionable, but they were clean and tidy. She had a love face. I noticed at once that she looked worried and unhappy. Please sit down, Miss Morstan, said Holmes kindly. I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is my good friend, Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson and I have worked together many times. I'm very happy, pleased to meet you both, said the young lady. Then she turns to Holmes and looks at him with her lovely blue eyes. Mr. Holmes, I've heard that you give people a good advice. I'm not a rich woman, but I hope you can help me too. Something very strange was happening, Holmes. I need your help. Okay, in this chapter, Dr. Watson, a former British, was an army doctor until he shared an apartment in London with her friend Sherlock Holmes. And the address is 221B Baker Street and is in the center of the city. And finally, in the end of the chapter, Miss Mary Morstan was is a young lady with um that she tells Sherlock to help she because she have some troubles and she needs someone to help. Okay, Chapter 2, Miss Morstan's story. Holmes rubbed his hands together excitedly, his eyes shone, and then leaned forward in his chair. They'll tell us your story, he said. Miss Morstan began her story and we listened. My father, she began was captain in the army. When I was very young, he was sent to India. My mother was dead, and I had no other relatives in England. So while my father was away, I was sent to school. When I was 17, I received a letter from my father. He said that he was living in India and coming back to England. He gave me the address of an hotel in London. He asked me to meet him there. I was very happy and excited about seeing my dear father again. I went to London and I arrived at the hotel. I asked for the Captain Morstan, my father, but I was told by the hotel manager that my father was not there. He had gone out the night before and not returned. I waited all day and all night, but my father didn't come back to the hotel. Finally, I went to the police, the advertised for the Captain Morstan in all the newspapers, but without success. I'll never say saw my father, my dear father again. Miss Morstan began to cry. Holmes opened his notebook. What was the date that your father disappeared? He asked. It was 3rd of December of 178, nearly 10 years ago. What happened to his lodge? It was still on the hotel, replied Miss Morrison. Miss Morton, the cases contained some books and clothes and some painting and ornaments from the Adam Islands. The Adam Islands? What are they? I asked. A small group of islands near the coast of India, says Miss Morrison. There is a prison on one of the islands. My father was one of the officers in charge of the prisoners. He worked there for many years. Did your father have any friends in London? Asked Holmes. Only one, Major Sholto. He was also in charge of the prisoners in Andam Islands. The major had a related retired from the army time before my father disappeared. He was living in London, and of course I went to see him, but he did not know that my father had arrived in England. Your story is very interesting, said Holmes, rubbing his hands together once more. Please go on. 4 years after my father disappeared, continued Miss Morstan. I saw an advertisement in the newspaper. The date was for May 1, 180, no, May, no, 1882. To my surprise, the advisement asked for the address of Miss Morstan, of Miss Mary Morstan. I say that if I advise my address, I will receive some very good news. Um, what did you do? Asked Holmes. I advised my address in the same newspaper. The next day, I received a small cardboard box. Inside the box was a lovely pearl, and I have received another 5 pearls since that day. They arrive every year, one the same day in Blook. She opened a flat box and showed us 6 beautiful pearls. There was no letter with the pearls, asked Holmes. Nothing at all, replied Miss Morstan. Then she continued, but the strangest thing of all happened this morning. That is why I came to see you this morning. I received a letter. Please read it. Thank you, you said home. Thank you, said Holmes. He took the letter and studied it carefully. Then he handed it to me. London, 17 November. Dear Miss Morstan, go to the Lyceum Theatre tonight at 7 o'clock. Stand outside the center on the left. If you are afraid, bring 2 friends. Do not bring the police. You have been deceived, but you will learn the truth tonight. You or no friend. What can what can this letter mean? Asked Miss Morrison. I'm afraid. What shall do? I do what I should do, Mr. Holmes. You are a clever man and can give me good advice. Holmes jumped up excitedly. We shall go tonight to the Lyceum Theatre, the 3 of us, you and me and the Dr. Watson. The letter asks to bring 2 friends with you. You will come with us, won't you, Watson? Of course, I said. I'll be very happy to come. I was speaking with the truth. I wanted to